All right, so I thought I'd do a little bit better video this time of Tivimate. So here we go. So when you go into Tivimate, first thing I'm going to start out with is I'm going to go to search. So in search, you can look for programs, you can look for TV stations, you can also look for TV channel descriptions. And then you can look at previously searched channels. So then you can find that. If you wanted to search for frog, you can see shows that have all kinds of stuff. So then when you go to TV, you'll see that you have a ton of these categories or groups. If you don't watch them all, you can get rid of these by just pressing your center button and holding it, and then scroll down to the bottom and go to manage groups. There you can turn on or off any of these groups that you don't think that you would listen to, like that. You can also do that for movies, and you can do that for shows. So I'm going to go back to there. So movies, if you see a movie that interests you like that, you can click on it, and you can also go add to my list, and then you will see those under my list. Whoops. And then if you want to get rid of it, you just do remove from list. Those are the key things. The TV, let's say that you want to add go to something that's familiar. I haven't got rid of categories on any of this yet. So if we want to go here and we wanted to add Storage Wars to favorites, hold down your center button, scroll down to add favorites, and add as a favorite. Then all your favorites will be under the favorite section, of course. So then other things is general. I don't put any app start on boot. You can back up your data, and if you back up your data, it's going to ask you, and where I would put it is into download and save it there. And then if you ever have a problem and have to reinstall, then all of your settings will still be there. Playlist, that's the playlist that you have. If you go into extreme code parameters right here, I'm not going to go there because you would see my passwords, and scroll down to the bottom, you can see when your subscription ends and how many users are allowed in your subscription. Then I also keep this at 24-hour intervals. That updates it every 24 hours. You can change the playlist sorting by name, by manual. You're not going to add playlists. EPG, I leave that at 24 hours. This, it depends on how many often you watch catch up, but I usually put this to 3. And then if you want to update your EPG, you can see that I just updated the EPG this morning. Now when I talk about EPG, you see that there's a clock right beside where it says morning live. If you hold your left button right there, whoops, I missed it. You can scroll back to yesterday, the day before, and watch anything that was on. So if you wanted to watch evening news at 11, you watch that. It does take a little bit to get there, but now you're at evening news at 11 from yesterday. So I wanted to show you that's called a catch-up feature. So now I'm going to go back to settings, appearance. I don't even touch that. You know, it's pretty good the way it is. Playback. I leave the buffer at small because the subscription that I sell is pretty decent. The smaller the buffer, like if you went to none, your channels would change faster, but it just wouldn't. It loads faster if it's a good channel. Buffer size is how much it puts into memory before it actually starts playing the channel. Remote control, I don't touch that. Parental controls, I don't touch that. Other, I don't touch that. I don't even know what that is. There's the version number. Now, what I do, since we have set the EPG to, and that means electronic program guide, we've set that to 24 hours in our settings, but we don't know when it will update. So what I do is I never turn my box off, but what I do is I go to movies or shows and I just leave it right there. That way you're not actually watching a channel, which is using up bandwidth, of course, but this allows the EPG to update. So when I'm finished watching, I just leave it right there and turn off my TV. That's another thing that I wanted to say. If you go into settings too in your box, this enable HDMI CTEC. What that means is when your box gets turned off, it also sends a signal to your TV to turn that off. And we want to get rid of that because we want to leave the box on, but be able to turn the TV off. Now, you can go into here and set up your remote buttons for your TV. So that you can adjust the volume of your TV with this remote. And by the way, the box that I've been using lately is the one that you see there, the greenish yellow, that says Watch ONN. That is a box that comes from the States. You buy them at Walmart. They're $50 plus tax, but they have to be activated in the United States. So I have a friend that activates them for me. And they have like 30 gigs of storage on them, and they're, well, some of it is being used up, right? But you know, there's another thing that you should probably do every once in a while, and if you go into apps, every once in a while go into Tivimate, maybe every 2 weeks or so, force stop, clear cache, do not clear data, clear cache, press OK, and then you can go back right to where you were before. That just makes it run a little bit faster, better, whatever you want to call it, right? And that's all I can think of right now. So there it is. Have a good day. Bye.